Welcome to another Vectra AI product briefing. Today we have Brad Woodberg, our Senior Director of Product Management, focusing on NDR, here with us, and we are going to talk about some enhanced controls we have for signatures and our known IoC's with our Vectra Match solution. So thank you, Brad, for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Cool. So let's dig in here. So for those who aren't familiar with Vectra Match, can you just give us a little bit of a summary, just explain Vectra Match for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So Vectra Match is a feature that we released a couple years ago. It basically brings native Suricata, the native Suricata engine, into the Vectra platform. While Vectra is really well known for our world-class AI, some customers had expressed the need that, hey, we still need to have this IDS running right next to Vectra, and we'd love to, help us save money and take care of like some governance, risk, and compliance needs. So we actually integrated the Suricata engine directly into the Vectra platform. So now you can eliminate, some of your standalone IDSs and really expensive platforms, or maybe you have like a Suricata instance that's running right next to Vectra. We can basically help you save money and complexity by integrating, that right into the platform as Vectra Match. So Suricata basically brings a full signature capability to the platform. We also include the Vectra curated rule set. All the alerts that get generated are within the product, and then they're also shipped out to third-party integrations like Seams and Soars and things like that. So you can use those for integrations. It features IPv6 and out-to-in support, and this also works in air gap scenarios, including for IoT and OT. So really anywhere that you might have a need for either writing your own signatures, or maybe you have either threat hunters or a governance risk compliance need for signatures in your environment, Vectra Match has you covered.
Awesome. Thank you. So with that, we have expanded our Vectra Match capabilities to, provide more control to the SOC team with our integrated rule set management offering. So can you dig into a little bit more on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've added here is just an improved way to manage the rule set. We do provide you with a Vectra curated rule set right out of the box, but sometimes you may have need to either add rules or tune rules or adjust some of the thresholds or something like that. And so we want to make that as easy as possible for kind of 95% of our customers just need to do some basic operations. They don't need to do anything advanced, and so we want to make it so you can do that right in the product without having to use any API or scripting or anything like that. And so that's really what we have integrated here. And bottom line is that this is a big time saver. It's going to help just make the platform easier to use and get customers more successful in their Vectra journey. And I'll be happy to actually just show you it in action. It's pretty straightforward here. So let me share my screen. And so now if we were to go into the Manage Vectra Match page, in addition to seeing the sensors on the top side, so this will list out any of the sensors that you have and what their status is for having Match enabled. You also can see these rule set modifications on the bottom. So starting first on the top, you would simply just need to say, hey, I want to assign the Vectra curated rule set to you can do multiple sensors, but illicit sensors. And once that's assigned, we'll now automatically update those rules. So we would just simply, select next. We would select any sensors. We already have this one enabled here, so I'm just going to cancel out. But essentially, you would assign the Vectra curated rule set to this sensor, and then from then on, you'll be able to see, every day that it gets updated. So we can see that it was just updated this morning. This is an automatic update, so there's nothing else you need to do. That's an improvement over what we had before, where you would have to, either script it out or manually update it. But the other thing is that we want to make it easy for you to actually identify like how you want some of the rules to function. So out of the box, the Vectra curated rule set needs very little tuning, but if you do have a need to tune something, you can either make edits on existing ones, or you can just go in, you would specify the type of rule that you want to modify. So maybe if I were to say like Apache, it'll pull out and list any of the rules that have Apache in it. And then I would select, and you can do multiple, by the way, as well. I would select what option do I want to take. So do I want to disable this rule? If it's enabled, do I want to enable it if it's disabled by default? Or I can modify thresholds and also put in suppress. Suppress means like it's not going to generate alerts, but the rule will be active. So probably the most common here is just going to be disable. I've determined that maybe this is a benign true positive, and so I could provide any notes that I wanted to, and then I could go in and I could save it. And now what that's going to do is that's automatically going to disable this rule set on the back end, and it'll push an update here momentarily. We can see, when this was updated by who. Similarly, enable looks pretty much the same, but if I were to go in and I were to do, let's see, we'll do like a threshold rule just as an example. Oop, right, that's spell patchy right there. What I can do here is I can say, hey, I want to set the thresholds. So maybe I only want this to alert if it fires, 10 times in, 60 seconds, and tracked by, meaning like how many do I count to? So in this case, I want to count to the source, and I can go ahead and just hit save. And now that'll add this new threshold rule in. So essentially, again, what we're doing here is we're making it far easier to manage the rule set right in the platform for the majority of our users. This is all that they need. And also, if you ever have a need, you can download the rule set. If you want to view it offline, you can simply click that link and download it to your desktop, or it's also available via API. So yeah, that's what we delivered, and basically for pretty much every Match customer out there, they should definitely be taking advantage of this. And we have some other other improvements planned that'll build upon this policy engine coming in the future. So stay tuned. We'll definitely have more to talk about on that front. But hope this is really helpful.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, I think it's important, that we're constantly trying to evolve, innovate with Vectra Match and just the Vectra AI platform in general. So thank you for showing us that. And as always, if you're listening, you have any questions or further topics that you want us to discuss, feel free to comment, drop us an email and engage with us, and we'll be happy to cover that. And with that, thank you all for listening, and thank you, Brad, for joining us.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.